Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, it's been a very long time since I've created a video on my Voron build. And the last video I kind of put up was we powered it on, we had no blue smoke. Well, I haven't been putting any videos up because since the no blue smoke power up, been got it all fully up and running with the firmware. Had some time to go through and have to be tuning for my Z offset and ran into a bit of trouble with that. Ended up actually melting my probe that came with the kit and ended up moving to modding the Voron to use a clicky probe. So there's a bit of learning curve for me in that, bit of process going through that and sorting out and making videos of those modifications weren't, in the mix at the time. But I will do some videos covering some of those modifications. I've also, because of my limited space, you can see behind me the Voron is printing away. I'm still haven't got it tuned the way it probably should be running. I'm after running into a few small things with bed adhesion. I've actually removed the EDV6 hot end for that came with it and moved to the Dragon, so I can get my speeds up a little bit. And yeah, that's about it. I ruined a few sheets, magnetic PEI texture sheets in the tuning process, just because I never had the sensor set up right and didn't have clicky set up right and rammed the nozzle into the bed. So, those things ended up costing me about $60-70 Canadian to replace each. So that ended up being a bit of a challenge and waiting on those replacement sheets to arrive. I ended up moving the spool holder from the back to the top. So I might have a modification made to the top so the filament comes back down through into the head. So there's been a lot of time that there's been no videos on the build. And again, this is the R1. But I kind of want to do cover those items in the upcoming some videos over the next little while. I am going to make some modifications to the printer. In addition to, I ran into an issue with one of my belts were rubbing and fraying on the for the gantry or for the actually XY movement. So I never really pinpointed the cause. I potentially think it was because the belt was probably a little too tight and it rolled up on the idler. But I did some reading and there's a bunch of modifications out there around it that kind of continues where the screw for tightening up, setting your tension for the XY isn't really in line with the bearing as such. So when it pulls and when you're tightening it may kind of twist a little bit, which causes it to go offline at alignment. So I do have some new idlers printed, which use 2 screws to tighten the belt, and it kind of keeps everything in line. The only drawback for these ones is that I actually have to disassemble and remove the gantry to install these. So that's that's a pretty time-consuming task. I also have another modification that I may go with that helps to help. It's kind of the same type of idler that's on the Voron 2.4 at the moment, but you can put 2 screws in it to make sure that it kind of pulls straight. This one will probably be a little easier to install because it's in 2 pieces, so I may not need to remove the entire gantry, just slacken up my belts and be able to install this one. Still, both will be probably a little tricky to install, but they're right now everything is printing pretty good. I haven't got the speeds tuned up pretty fast. I have it fully enclosed. You can see behind me it's printing away. I do have some stuff, some different features like canceling objects. I've got some custom macros and set up inside of my clicky and mainsail setup for loading and unloading printer filament, as well as getting have it set up for doing some color changes and things like that when I'm doing. So I'm hoping that over the next little while I'll get some chances to do a few more videos, some short videos. I'll get to show you a little bit more about my setup here and what the improvements have been made and some of the things I've done with my slicer profile setup and some troubles and things that I've run into. You know, I haven't run into too many. It's been pretty reliable. I've got a lot of print hours on it now. Let's see. We are running right now at 367 hours of total print time, with my longest print time being about 9 hours and 53 minutes. Um, I've run into a lot of canceled jobs as well because of the clicky probe, whether or not triggering properly, either because the gantry was too low or I've had some issues with the switch. I've had to replace my switch twice now for the clicky probe. I got a bag of them, so it wasn't, it's kind of, I guess they wear out. So I'm on my third switch in the clicky probe for all those prints. And I guess it's just because it's a texture sheet and the switch wears a bit, so, and that's probably contributing to why I'm having these odd offsets. I have to kind of adjust my offset every time. I'm not sure why I'm having to do that, but again, that's a little bit more tuning, which I haven't had a whole lot of time in recent months to do. However, like I say, I'm planning on making some improvements to what it is now. I like to move it to the Clockworks 2 extruder, although the Clockwork 1 is working really well. I have been printing mostly ABS on the Voron, which is what it's designed for, and some PETG and some PLA. But in order to maximize my speeds now with printing in those two materials, I need extra cooling. So I'm going to go and try and upgrade my whole tool head here to the stealth burner. For now, not with all the LEDs and things, and I may update to the Clockworks 2 setup as well. I have to order some parts for that. I have to go to larger linear rail, single rail, the MG N12. I have to order a different stepper motor. It's a Pancake and NEMA 14 stepper motor that I need, but I think all the other parts should be pretty interchangeable. Stealth burner has lights. I don't have the NeoPixels available, so that's something I want to incorporate. I'm going to have to order those to wire them in. But overall, it's been a great machine. I use this a lot more now than I do my Prusa. It takes a little longer to get things moving. Print starting to, but time to get things to temperature and it goes through its process. But I should be able to, I'm hoping I'll be able to speed that up a bit. This is just supposed to be a little catch-up video. I'm not doing anything fancy with it, just to show, it is operational. The channel is still alive, and hopefully within the next little while, I'll get a chance to do a few more smaller videos on some of these things that I've done. Some things that I made mistakes on, and hopefully that would help you with your build and things you wouldn't necessarily do. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it for now. This is just only meant to be a little catch-up video. Channel's still alive. Voron is still ticking away. And hoping that maybe it's April month now of 2023. Maybe I'm thinking maybe July, maybe August. I'll probably order another. This is the Formbot kit, and another Formbot Voron 350. But that will be an R2 model to replace my tennis, my CR Tennis Pro, which is a 300 by 300 build by 400. Oh yes, actually, I might hold on to this one because although Formbot states that this Voron kit is a 350 by 350 by 350 at the time of my purchase, it's actually a 350 on the X, 350 on the Y, and 330 on the Z. So you're losing about 20 millimeters on your height. There's probably ways. I didn't really look too much into it to see if I can maybe just extend the top a little bit by building a hat to allow for that extra 20 mils, or if I need longer linear rails to accommodate that on my Z. Um, I didn't look too much into that, but I do have a little problem now anyway, where I've fed it from the top that as it gets closer, it can kind of kink off the Bowden tube here, and that impedes the ability for filament to feed in. So um, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I haven't printed anything that tall yet, so or haven't had the need to. But I think I may start investigating that if I want to go. I generally don't print super large tall parts anyway, but if I have to, I think I'm just going to keep the CR10S Pro for that purpose. Not as fast and definitely not as good as what Voron has come to show me in a little while. But yeah, so stay tuned. There's more videos coming, and hopefully I'll get to do them soon. And yeah, that's it for now. Anyway, thanks for watching my build. Stay tuned. More to come.